you guys are probably like wondering, hey, what happened on Friday, and what do we witness, right? So I would say for a lot of new folks, right, it's not really net new buyers. That was mainly driven by a short cover rally, and I'm here on the weekly time frame on TPO. You guys can certainly go on PVP. It's pretty same picture, right? We're imbalance triggered by like sell-off imbalance here. We went to the lows. There's a lot of shorts, added here at the bottom, and then they popped it higher. They did manage to close inside the weekly, right? So we're back in balance on the weekly here. On the daily, we're still, I would say, framing down. We did put in the lower lows. I guess tomorrow is the opportunity for bulls to defend what they did on Friday, right? Any strong market, as I would say, would kind of hold above those single prints that we had, the spike, which we'll go over shortly. I would say if the buyers are not serious about this, then if we lose this, let's say the weekly balance, weekly value area low, probably a good sign that it goes all the way down to 59.20. That's where the spike base is for Friday. So that's what we're going to look into, and I already marked some of the levels, but right now we're in balance. If they lose this value area low, probably we trigger a sell-off 59.20 and so on to the next levels. But they'll play a big role. I would say pay attention to this on the PVP profile here. When you guys look at this, I would say pay attention to this weekly POC, because that was our virgin POC. We closed right there. Right? And if you guys look, same picture like TPO, you're selling off and you're coming back, and a lot of volume is built here. We tried to trade multiple times above it, and if you guys know, the 59.65 was a pretty big level, I would say, throughout the week. And I would say it's going to carry some importance the rest of the week, because if they're able to build any value above here, that's pretty bullish, right? And if you guys zoom in or zoom out, sorry, all the way to the left, you guys will see that this level right here, which is like, I believe 86, that was our prior all-time high. This line right here, you can change it to a different color. This is our prior all-time high. If we're able to kind of crack above that, right, that would be a really, really, really bullish sign for the bulls, right? And it's right here. I mean, we've kind of danced on it. We bounced, rejected. Now we're below that, along with this weekly POC that's sitting there. So if we're able to crack this right here, I would not look to short. But tomorrow, there's a big sign that a lot of people miss whenever you have emotional, spike that we had on Friday. What do you guys think that is? A lot of people focus on, oh, it has to hit that spike, it's going to clear it, right? But what do you guys think I'm talking about here? What if we open the day and we start going lower, and then we basically never go to the spike? What is the market telling you then?
Hard rejection of that area.
Essentially, yeah. So, I mean, if you look at it, right, so this is our spike base, which is sitting 59.20 and a half. And I'm just going to increase this a little bit so I can zoom out. I probably have to go on 8. And don't mind the levels, they're going to shift. But here now, if you guys look, we had all of the value was built here on Friday, right? So when all of the value was built here, and then, we anticipated that, like at least I was anticipating this spike. I was mentioning, hey, I'm in SPY calls. I didn't get filled on a really SPY call that I wanted. I had to play the second-hand SPY calls, and even those went up 100 and something %, which was pretty wild, right? So the spike is pretty big. You're talking about 51 points, which is not something we see every day. But tomorrow, let's say we open, I think we're somewhere around here now. Let me just check real quick and I'll come back. Yeah, we're right at the POC right now. So let's say we open here tomorrow and then we start selling off. If it's really, really bearish market, what do you expect to see? Like if the bears take control, what do you expect to see with these single prints? This is, remember, all emotional buying, or what could have happened on Friday? What do you guys think actually happened on Friday? Think about it. All of the value was built here, but we closed above it. Why do you think that happened?
Short cover?
I would say it's 99% short cover, and people that were short, let's say here, their stop got triggered, right? So this is just the stops getting triggered and you're bidding higher and higher. Do you guys understand that? this doesn't look like new business, guys. It doesn't look like new buying. And when you look at this ledge on the bottom, yeah, there's some excess on the bottom. But I still think we can probably test that. I think January low was a little bit lower here, wasn't it? At 59. Wasn't this the low? Yeah. 58.08 or something like that. 12ish, yeah. 13, I believe. So I thought there's no reason for them not to at least come back here. But, from this, they're able to hurt a lot of people that were late getting in short. And then people that got in short here, they basically drove the market. And now you're back in this balance, right? I would say you're back in the weekly and you see the 3-day balance where we got this sell-off from. So I would say holding this zone here, the previous week value area low, is our first sign for the market, right? If they're able to hold this, let's say we get in and we start selling off, and you see the slowdown and you see the market turning here, should you short? No, this is your market telling you go ahead and buy me, right? We don't want to fill in all the poor structure below. We're going from here, and most likely I would say you're going to go probably 59.86, and then ultimately 60.44, which would be prior week value area high. Does that make sense to most? Any questions on what I just explained?
Can you repeat that last part about not filling in those single
So,
prints?
so let's say we come in tomorrow and we open where we are right here somewhere. And then, sellers take a little bit of control and we start selling inside these single prints. Usually when it's fully bearish market, right, we should fill it all the way, right, once you start. But if you see them slowing down, like let's say this prior week value area low and they start, buying, and you look at footprints and you see a lot of bid, and we're trying to go green and delta's going up, there's a high chance that this is the buy. And I would just buy there and go with the market. I wouldn't expect this to get filled because market might be rejecting to go lower. And that's where a lot of people, probably sometimes lose their account when they don't pay attention to the actual market, what it's telling them. If they fail to fill all of the structure, most likely the market is too strong, and they want a bit higher. Right? So that's what I would watch for. How do we behave? Do we fill this 59.20 all the way and lose it? If so, the bears are in control, and most likely, we continue down. If we come here and we defend somewhere in between and don't fill that, that'll be a really good sign that market's looking to go higher. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so that'll be my plan. I'll watch to see how we behave. So, from the holding standpoint, I'll watch to see what they do at this 30 level. Would I take this short here below the settled price here, 57? Sure, I would actually take the short here at 65-ish, right? If they come in under and they retest it, let's see what they're doing here. So they're right now here. So if they're able to lose this, let's say 64 tonight, might not be a bad short just to swing, and then you could manage this probably, I would say, above the spike or even a little bit higher here, 76. So it might give them 10 points on MES or something. But if they fail, then of course we can get stopped. But you're playing for about, what is this, 30 points. Okay. Okay. Any questions on that?
Good.
Okay. All right, good.
For the weekly, I have a question, sorry. For the weekly balance, if we held the bottom, would you buy like a call for a week's time?
You
At
can definitely
least?
buy Friday's calls. There's a high chance if we hold that PVPOC, this happens tomorrow. So you can play weeklies, or it would be a high chance that we just run to this tomorrow. Is there some liquidity that they're going to struggle with in between? Yeah, there's some levels in here, but that's why I would play Friday's SPY.
All right, thanks.
Good question. But there's a couple of epochs. I mean, you have this epoch here on the weekly that was a sell-off, and then we had that 3-week balance. I would definitely look at this as a key zone if they want to get in. And you see that 86.94 level will be really big. If they can get back inside, then look at this weekly VPOC matches this SIG1 of 4 weeks. So that becomes a true magnet with this 77 in between. So higher time frame stuff, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it looks very doable.
No, I think so too. I think it's doable, but we find out tomorrow, probably at the beginning, what market wants to do. All right. I have the stock scan up. Let me see if I have it. Yep, I have it configured. Just give me 1 second. Let me move some stuff around. Bring my other chart here. All right. So I typically, as I mentioned before, you guys probably watch some videos if you're new. I look at the stocks for my long-term portfolio monthly, every month, and then quarterly as well. So this happens to be the February month end. So I just look to see if there's any good buys that I offload, and I am making a cash position, as I explained last time. I'm trying to raise cash in my own portfolio. So if I don't find anything that I really like, I'm not really gonna be pushing to get it, right? Last time we talked about it, does anyone end up buying this? I did get some. Doesn't mean you guys have to, but you have to do your own due diligence. So I did get some of the DVN, right? So let's look pretty good. And if you guys look at it here on multiple time frames, let me just change this. Okay. So here's your monthly bottom, weekly bottom, and buying it here. I don't know if anyone grabbed it, but it was pretty low. It was like 32, 33s. Where we ended up getting, or somewhere here. I forgot. I don't know what the fill was, but I'm still in the DVN shares. I anticipate, that I would say energy is probably my hot pick with this administration. So I do like buying some of this. So I did get DVN already, but not a really large position. So let me just open the tracker. Put that in there. What's today? 3/2. Man, already March. See what else we got here. Gonna hide this. I don't care about the price too much. If you guys see any energy stocks that you're familiar with, please speak up. Oxy, of course, Oxy is already in the portfolio. Yeah, Oxy has a really strong chance to bounce here, and if they don't, then ultimately we'll be looking at 25, which would be a pretty big drawdown on the portfolio or the stock itself. So it's not a bad buy here at this level. Monthly bottom also happens to be quarterly mid. This is a pretty enticing level to add here. At least it is for me. This is a decent level. They also have good dividends. I will put my stop loss somewhere below, probably 20%, but below 40. And then I will look for re-ads here. Let's see, materials. But this looks very, very good. I don't know what this company does. Let me just see real quick. Their financials are not that great, but they're at a really interesting level here. I would say most likely there's a bounce incoming on this. Yeah, I won't touch this one just yet. Oh, what the hell is this? Ugh. Not interested in that. Any stock named Deus is worth looking at. Oh, wow. Oh, this is a steel company. Oh, something is happening here with them. They can drop to 14. We're looking at that. And now with the materials, what do you think the holdback is, at least for me? What do you guys think? Like this one is into steel, so why would I be very cautious of this?
The tariffs?
The tariffs, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, even though this one is out of Ohio, they have subsidies in other countries as well. On weekly time frame here, so now look at it on weekly. This is a strong buy. This is a very, very strong buy. So, and this is optionable. So, still want to ignore because this is going to bounce to about 42, 43. So I'll take a look at it. Maybe some shares plus options. Not bad return on it. Probably about 15% on this. See what else we got. Okay, this one. What the hell is this? From 125, basically lost 90% of its market share. Wow, you guys have to take a look at this company.
I think Dylan has a hot mic.
This is a really interesting setup here, guys. I have to see what the news are on this. Some things. Read their earnings transcript. And there's some issues here in this company. We gotta look into it, but okay. I won't bother too much on this one. I have to look to see why they lost 70-80% of their value here. I'll get back to you guys on this. I'll put it on my list just to monitor it, but consumer discretionary. Let's see what's there. Harley getting destroyed. Oh yeah, back to Motley. It's going to 18 bucks. It's probably gonna bounce here a little bit, but ultimately at $18 looks good. I remember LEN. That's not worth touching. Wow, run all the way to 193. Papa John's still there. This is getting ready, guys. I don't know who's in, who's not, but this is getting ready for a rocket. Quarterly and monthly bottom. Yeah, that's a really, really good setup here. The long-term shares.
Oh, pizza again in buy zone.
Say it again.
It again looks like a solid buy.
Oh, it's amazing buy here. I'm just writing the notes for myself. See how much can I add here. I really like it at this level here. It's a really, really good buy. 5 below. AAP's back. AP is getting pinched. It's below the quarterly now, so be careful. I did trim it, but it was a good bounce at one point. I went all the way to 51, but right now it's setting up for more fall here. If you're not out, probably up already because we got it like 36-ish. I would definitely look to close it. Vail Resorts. Well, I didn't know they're public. I don't know. Yeah, I would not touch this. Did anyone buy it? Sell? We wanted it at 16, but they're coming here sooner, a little bit frustrating about, but I don't see them till they crack this 33. They're not going anywhere. They crack 33, we're going 50. I have some shares here, 20 something. I don't know the exact level, but I'm not gonna add more. Oh, HVT. I thought that was bankrupt. Yeah, we got buy there. This is an interesting one. You guys would know a lot of these brands, but they're. Let me see. Do they pay dividends?
Hey,
They pay actually decent dividends, guys. They pay. This might be like an AT&T buy here. I mean, they've been growth years, 59 years on dividends, and it's a pretty decent long-term buy. Yeah, I might add some of this. I'll see if they can hold this. If I can get it somewhere around this level, 28.30, that'd be great. If they hold this 26.32, that's great as well. That'd be my stop loss would be slightly below here, probably around 24.3, or maybe even a little bit less, 22-ish. See what else. AHS. Ooh, this looks very good. Oh wow, this looks amazing, guys. Oh, this looks so good. Does anyone know what they do? Oh, this looks very good. They're dropping this. I mean, from buying standpoint, it looks very good. Look at this. They've been buying it here the whole time.
What happened to this on 14th and 15th February? Why it crashed?
This?
Yeah,
I don't know.
because from 40.77,
They had earnings. Yep. They had earnings.
yeah,
Yeah,
they crashed from 40.77
yeah.
in 2 days.
I really like this though here.
And then they reached 29.55. My God.
Yeah, I mean, their revenue is not bad. Earnings were, yeah.
It just lost 25% of the market cap in 2 days.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff been losing it, but their concern is listeria that for their product. That's a dangerous one because it spreads like wildfire.
Yeah, even the last earnings was also like that, a huge bar on last earnings day also.
I'll
On
watch
12th
this one a
November.
little bit. I want to see if they give me a better price. If they give me 26, I might stab into it. Let's see what else. Reynolds Consumer. There's Humana again. Did anyone get any of this from last time? So is that a pretty good
No,
level?
due to Medicare and Medicaid, policy making risk, I'm avoiding this now. I'm no longer playing with this.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, but I think this can easily pop to 300.
Easy. With a little favorable news from the budget, easy.
Yeah, this can be, I don't know how much the calls are, but this would not be bad for like 3 months out, 4 months out, play like 400, 350 calls. I'm really bad with healthcare, so I can't look at it that much. Isn't this the solar? They just came back. Oh, this is pretty good, guys. This is not a bad buy here. If this is options, we should play some options on this. Probably somewhere around 70 or even more. I would say start with 70.
Yeah, this is also Solar Edge's counterpart, if you remember that.
Yeah, I remember now. We talked about it. Well, look at options for this for 70 or so, because this can rocket all the way to about 82. So even if you play something like 85 or 90s, I don't know what increments they got. This is not bad. AMD's here, huh? Let's see, what do we have for AMD? Still not at the level where we want it. Do you guys remember this cloud last time? They still got a little bit to go, so we can start maybe a position at 94. That'd be a really, really good level. And then we gotta, look at below. If they lose this 79, then it's in trouble. But I think we should get a bounce here in this range. I think from volume profile, I was looking at 82. So that would be pretty good if we can get inside here and catch it in the middle of the cloud. That'd be pretty good. MHCP.
Yeah, I started buying AMD little bit. I bought 99.
INTC or AMD?
AMD.
Okay, so this is setting up, guys, for a massive potential setup here. Do you guys see it? Pay attention to the green cloud here. You guys see the green cloud where it says 129,600? So look what they did. This is your cloud. They're inside. They popped. Now they're holding the inside, which should be kind of like a bullish money shot. Our first target's 40, right? And I would look to, be careful here, adding any calls right here. And then ultimately, this should be the next one. So this is setting up for a rocket right now. If they give any pullbacks, I can't add anymore. My portfolio won't allow it, but
Yeah, 200% shorty. Also, the INTC 21st March 30 strike call is holding on to its premium as if it's like waiting for some news.
well, I'm a way to sell some because I sold a lot of 50 calls for May. I'm sorry, 30 calls, I believe. 30 or 50, I have to check. I'm dyslexic a little bit, but I have a lot of calls I sold. ITC when they were here, I started selling. I should probably close a lot more here. But yeah, this is pretty good. If this plays out, this is, you're looking at 32 and this is the ultimate target, then, they would most likely do something like this. This is the pattern they're most likely going for. That's all on the monthly scan. So for you guys, I'm gonna share the link, right? And this is where I put the notes and what we scanned and the ones that I'm interested. And then some of the spelling here. Okay. So this is what's on this list right now. So you guys are not, I'm not advising you guys buy, but this is your guys' chance to do due diligence on some of the stuff that's been beaten up based on the clouds. And then typically they work out pretty well. And I won't, pat my own back, but I share my portfolio long term, basically with year to date, yearly. I can give you guys more, but that's basically how I grow my portfolio is off of these clouds, and I just add. And you just have to learn not to be greedy, and you have to sell it. Like I think we just talked about that. Zeus. If you're able to get in now, right, and sell it at 42, 43, that's 15 to 20%. So 20% is pretty good on a short term, right? So if you're not familiar with compounding, I would definitely look into it because it does grow rapidly. All right, guys, that's it for me. I'm gonna go and have to watch some show with my wife now, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning.
Thank you, Shorty. Good night.
Shorty. Good night.
Thanks, George.
Thank you.
Thanks.